This video is 100% sure to get demonetized because I'm showing lights. I have the TLR1 HL, the HLX, and the new HPX. I'm going to show you all three of these, do some nighttime comparison footage, give you the specs on all of them, and let you decide which one's right for you. Now, the first and probably most important question is, do they already fit existing holsters for the HL? So here you can see, I believe this is a 6390 from Safariland, and fits in there, no problem, locks up. Now the HLX also locks up tight. And despite being almost 1/4 of an inch longer than the predecessors, the HPX does lock up. Now, one thing to keep in mind, this is a very generous holster for weapon lights, okay? Do not take my sample. This is the only one I have for the TLR1 series. Do not take my word that it'll fit every other holster out there that's designed for either the HL or the HLX. But if you do have one of these Safarilands, it does work with this. Now, I carry the TLR7 HLX, all right? It is perfect size for one of these smaller pistols like the 365. But the TLR1 has more of a duty purpose to it, all right? It's a little bit more rugged. It's going to give you a little bit more battery life. But I'm going to give you some nighttime comparison footage for both of them here in just a few minutes. First, let me bring up the specs on the screen here. In the first column there, you have lumens, candela, battery, runtime, distance, length, and weight. And we're going to show you the HL, the HLX, and the HPX in columns B, C, and D respectively. Let's talk about lumens. 1,000 lumens on the HL, 1,500 lumens on the HLX, and it drops to 1,300 lumens on the HPX. But look at the candela, 20,000 on the HL, 20,000 on the HLX, 77,000 on the HPX. If you're not familiar with what the candela is, the lumens is just the volume of light that it puts out, right? So how much actual light is it putting out? The lumens is how does it focus that light? Whether it has TIR lenses and things like that, control how the light gets focused. And so that candela, especially if you're wanting to identify something at distance, is what you really want to pay attention to. For batteries, the HL uses 2 CR123As. The HLX uses 2 of their SLB9s that are directly rechargeable with a USB-C port built directly into the battery. Or you can also use 2 CR123As. However, it will affect the lumen output. So while it's 1,500 with the SLB9s, it's only 1,000 with 2 CR123As. And same thing for the HPX. SLB9s, but it can also use 2 of the CR123As in a pinch, but again, you're going to lose some performance. Runtime is 1.5 hours, 1 hour, and 1 hour respectively. Now that's using the SLB9 batteries on the HLX and the HPX. If you use a 123A, you'll get 1.5 hours, but again, at a reduced lumen level. Distance, 283 meters on both the HL and the HLX. Here's where we talk about that focus of the light. The HPX, 555 meters. Almost twice the lumen output. Lengthwise, 3.39, 3.45, and 3.7 inches on the HPX, and weight, 4.3 ounces, 4.9 ounces, and 5.4 ounces on the HPX. I mentioned this in a previous video, but if you didn't know, this silver ring that you see on all of their lights is Streamlight's trademark. Did you guys know that? Now the old HL model, let's see if I can do this without blinding myself, had this toggle in the back there. So when you're up on the firearm, you can use your fingers to toggle. In hindsight, not a huge fan of the toggle, all right? So they actually went for these buttons, and you can see there's a high button on this side and there's a low button on this side. It comes with a couple different options. So this is what it will come with from the factory, is this button that you see here, but you can easily swap it out to one of these high buttons. And same with the HPX. Now I don't have the high switch on there, but it does have a little bag with the switches that you can swap out if you want to. All right, up first we have the TLR1 HL, okay? That's here on the left side, and now I'm going to bring in the new HPX on the right side. So HPX on the right, HL on the left. See a little bit tighter hotspot, cooler beam temperature on the HPX. Way back in that dark spot. Can't really see it. I had to move it, and so let me see if I can get in on this. Right, where's the camera? Right there next to that tree. You kind of see that white spot right there? Just to the right edge of those trees. That's a steel target. It's probably brought into about 90 yards right now. Again, I had to move it because there's some work going on back there. So that is a still target at 90 yards, and this is the HPX. Let's bring in the HL and see if we can see it. Just barely. Not nearly as well as I can. There's a little bit of mist in the air too. It might rain here soon. But also much bigger spill on the new version. So look at all this spill. All right, see the bottom of the spill there? Down, 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 top of the spill there. Bring in the HL over here. And look, there's the bottom of the spill. And there's kind of the top of the spill. So not nearly as big. Now let's bring in the HLX. Okay, so HLX now on the left and HPX on the right. So again, a little bit cooler temperature, looks more white on the HPX. And I didn't mention this, for frame of reference, that barn building that you see back there is 63 yards from where I'm standing, and it's 14 feet tall at the peak. So it kind of gives you an idea for the size of the hot spot on these things. Now in terms of spill, these are both actually, the HLX might have a little tiny bit more spill. See it on the left? Look at the bottom of the two spills there. I've got the hot spots exactly the same up top. A little bit bigger spill on the HL, so that's interesting. HL, HPX, HLX, HPX. And with both of them, you can see that, yeah, you can see that target much better with the brighter hot spot on the HPX. That's the HLX version of the TLR7, so little weapon light. And here's the HPX. So HLX, HPX. Again, that's the TLR7 on the left. So not bad, although with this, you can just ever so slightly make out that target back there. There you go. All right, and then lastly, if you take this screw out that is your tension knob, you can lift out this little insert here. There's several of these that come in the package, and they have this notch in different places, and it helps for different firearms that may have that notch in different places on the front rail. And I just noticed that the newer version, the HPX, came with CR123As, all right? They look almost identical to the SLB9s, but these, I opened it up to show you the little recharging port, and I was like, wait a minute, these are 123As. So I guess the new version comes with the lower lumen level batteries. So that being said, go back and watch that nighttime footage, because I just realized that while I'm doing my tabletop. So I was actually running the HPX with the lower lumen batteries. That said, it still had more distance and more throw because of that deeper reflector than the HLX. And that's it. There's your HL, HLX, and HPX comparison. If you like this video, do me a favor. Please consider subscribing, give the video a like. As always, I appreciate your time watching. I've got lots more great content to come, and I'll see you in the next one.